second interview here at NSSpain. I'm sitting right now with Michele Titolo. Hello, Michele.
Hello.
Michele, she's a lead software engineer at Capital One, the bank, and also she's the CTO at Women Who Code.
Yep.
You've already given a talk today here at NSSpain talking about theater.
Yes.
What is this? What you've talked about?
So my talk was essentially about the lessons that software developers can learn from the theater. This particularly was about the processes that it takes to put on a show, kind of comparing, contrasting to what happens in software development. Because theater has obviously been around for a very long time, several, I'd say millennia at this point. So they've kind of learned some things. And the goal of the talk was kind of help software developers kind of think a little bit more out of the box and, emphasize things like responsibility and, how process is actually important, even though most software developers really hate process. But it can save your butt sometimes. It's one of my favorite talks to give.
You've mentioned this save your butt thing. It's true, because I was looking through your talks. I could see you're really concerned about this clean code and debugging thing. And why is this?
It's one of those things where there are some people who focus on quantity and speed in software, just shipping it. I did about 3 years of work as a consultant, and a lot of our clients would want to basically get something out the door as fast as possible. But as someone who has inherited those kinds of projects, I've always been like, no, we need to make sure that this is not just something that'll work for the next 6 months, but that'll work for the next year or two. And that when Apple announces something brand new, like what just happened last week with the new 3D Touch, that your application can handle it without needing to go through and be like, oh, we need to change everything, because that's expensive, it throws out a lot of work, and then basically people don't like doing it. So that's one of the things that I just, talk about a lot, because it's an area that, just like with the process, that you don't find a lot of developers talking about. You find a lot of product managers, engineering managers, higher ups talking about it, but when it comes to the actual developers, if they're not on board with this plan, then it's not going to work. So.
Good reason, certainly. You're the CTO at Women Who Code.
Yes.
What is this?
Women Who Code is a global nonprofit whose goal is to empower women in technical careers. So we are in over 20 countries. We have over 30,000 members worldwide. And so we started out as a meetup, and now it's grown to essentially a place for women to network, as well as grow and expand their skills and, meet other women in the industry. So what this ends up being is everything from panels, all women panels highlighting, obviously the great women in the industry, because they're there, to workshops, to hackathons. We do a lot of lightning talks, which is fantastic. I mean, the first talk I gave was a lightning talk, and this is my second international conference this year. So it's a good doorway for women to get into speaking. And also, I mean, there are a lot of women who are like the only woman in their engineering group, the only woman on their team. So creating that network is amazing. I mean, I found this current job and my last job, both of them through Women Who Code. So it's been invaluable to me personally. I know other women who've transformed their careers by either meeting someone at an event or going to a study group and, learning new things on their own and then asking for a different position at work and getting it, or moving into the industry entirely. So.
Do you think the number of women who code is growing?
According to official statistics, it's not, mostly just because of the whole pipeline problem that everyone likes talking about. CS is still not really seen as, like something that young women want to get into, which is changing. But I think it's groups like Women Who Code, and there's some other ones that do similar things. I think these groups will help keep women in the industry. Because if you're all alone and there's someone making sexist remarks, you have no one to talk to about it, you have no one to empathize with you. But as soon as you create a network, people feel like they're included, they'll stay in the industry longer, as long as you have friends doing the same. And I mean, I have 4 friends here. We're all from San Francisco, and we all are here. And I'm just like, these are some great friends that I would have never met if I hadn't, started networking with other people in the industry.
So we encourage this women to join the community and to join the programming world, ruled by men nowadays, but we hope
soon.
So, well, thank you, Michele, for
Thank
sharing
you.
this time with us, and we wish you lots of luck with all your projects.
Thank you.
Thank you.